Okay. Gonna wait for everything to load up. Okay, that's that on. That's that on. Is it on? Let me refresh it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh boy, it's been quite a while since we last played Arknights, and for those on Twitch, this is the first time seeing me play it. I also just realized that I need to turn the volume down on my headset. Not on the stream, it should be fine on the stream, but shut up. I don't want to listen to myself. I just needed the link so that I could then post it in the Discord, because I keep forgetting I have to do that manually now because the bot only does one. There we go. For a moment I had a bit of a panic attack. I thought I posted in the wrong Discords then. That would have been embarrassing. I did choose the right channel though, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, I was correct on all accounts. I still need to fix the ticking, the trackers in the on the right hand side. That's something I still need to do at some point. Okay, so that's up. YouTube is up. Yep. Okay, just going through. Why has this not worked? I just realized YouTube's not showing up on the chair. But anyway, hello Scarf, hello Knight, hello Speedy. Why is this not working? That is strange. Hopefully that fixes itself soon. Oh, there it is. So that was very late on the connection, but people should now appear when they talk. Did you manage to get the rare Pepe? No. Unfortunately, no. So yeah, we're about... I was about to say halfway through the chapter, but there's no way that's 30 things long. No, it's 21. Okay, so we're like 6 stages. 7 stages if you count the inevitable final part. Or maybe even 8 if there's like 2 of them. And I now remember where we left. Oh, there it is. Now it's showing up. But then we got all the off banners, so chances are high. Ooh, okay, nice. But yeah, I now remember where we left this off. We left ourselves off at a hard stage because I decided, oh, it would be future karma's problem. Unfortunately, future karma is now present karma and I have to deal with this. So, shit. Okay, well, briefly gathered. This is a decent chunk through. Pull our information, communicate our achievements. We are about to part ways once more. Aha, it's one of these. President karma? No, present. Oh. Damn. Tesla production line. Yeah. I don't like this. Nah. That's not that. Right, so I need to bring down people. God. that took about 5-6 minutes for current events to play through.
Infiltration successful.
So I've got that one. I don't know. As per usual, we'll see what's needed. Don't I have? No, I do not. Don't I have? No, I do not. Okay. But surely I have. Nope. But then there's got to be... No. Okay. Never mind. I could have swore I had at least one of these people with their thing, but I guess not. We're just going to go with it. We'll see what's what. Oh, straight into the fight. Okay. I feel like I've probably got myself demonetized already thanks to the chat appearing on the screen.
Go. Oh, speaking of which, what was our objective again?
Now, I should be smart, but I'm not known for making those types of calls. So, here we go. Gross. I don't remember that doing so much damage. Damn. Okay, it wasn't quite enough to do it though. Now, what I should do, really, is that.
I'll do my best.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And now it's time for me to do the thing that I should have done right from the get-go. You'll live.
Can you do it? Can I please?
In hindsight, I shouldn't have bothered doing that.
Your orders. Ah! Your orders.
Fear not! Here I come!
No way out for you.
Doctor, leave the big guys face me!
Simple and clear.
lure some more enemies into the ring, then leave the rest to me. Doctor, let's see whether you're gold or manure!
Get away from me, please!
Get behind me.
You'll have to try it.
Let's see whether you're gold or manure!
Oh, that is most unfortunate down there.
Them.
Oh,
Simple and clear.
no, that's... am I out of range?
Clear.
Oh my god, there was one there as well.
I'll charge the weak spot. Relax.
大丈夫。すぐ治るから。
Hello, cat.
Just try me.
Oh, I could do it from there as well. Oh.
Can I reach the distance?
There.
Got it.
Track them.
Light, heed me.
Come on, Cherry Closet Tesoro. I'm here to help.
Revive them. 私ならここで大丈夫。すぐ治るから。
Doctor, leave the big guy relax. It'll be over in an instant.
No way out for you.
Doctor,
Quickly.
This is a spear. It's only
Quickly.
good for stabbing people.
Doctor! Can you do it?
This is most unfortunate. Oh, I can do this. Shit.
Get away from me, please!
At your service. Back.
Apple pie!
Damn it. Ah, no.
Do it.
Damn, one went through.
Mission accomplished.
But I'll tell you what. We won first try. Oh, that was so bad. I didn't realize that we had one of those. I didn't realize it was right there in front of us as well. Like, I knew about the one that was to our side, but I didn't realize there was one right where I had everyone. Like, if I had actually had them pushed up a bit further so they would only had to deal with that one altar, that would have been fine, but I decided to have them pulled back because I wanted everyone to have consolidated healing instead. Yeah, you're right with gravel. I did consider having 2 fast redeploys, and I decided, oh, we'll just see what it's like. That was certainly an experience, not going to lie. God damn. Okay. But, yay, we got it. Hello, still. Oh, what's Gravel doing here? I see Gravel picked up by tires, pounding the glass. Similar sights keep retreating from the car window. Muddy earth, dried bloodstains, shell craters we carefully steer around. War flows persistently like an oil slick set alight. The atmosphere outside the car is tense. Everyone remains silent. The driver is focused on driving. Paprika sits beside her, occasionally turning her head to cast a worried glance. Eh? Speedy, what's up with all the A's? Oh, okay. I just caught a glance of the did sanguine. Nope, not gonna read the rest of it. I mean, to be fair, I am assuming we deal with him in this chapter just because it is gearing up to it at this point. Although, to be fair, we faced him last time as well, and we just sort of had to run with our tails between our legs, so who knows. In the cab, the miner casually oils his weapon. The shopkeep from Kasdel mimics him. He cries out suddenly. Looks like he cut his palm. Kasdel has grocery stores. Children gazing longingly at candy as they lean against the counter. Old folks complaining about the changing price of salt. It makes sense, but I never really thought about those sights before. For me, Kasdel is just a distant memory. When I was little, Babel briefly stopped near Kasdel. Briefly? I only remember it from a distance. A sight like a steel monster crawling through the wastes, leaving debris and thick smoke in its wake. Teresa held my hand and told me that was her home. I remember. At the time, I didn't know what the look on her face meant. Much later, I talked to the operators about Kasdel. Mudrock called it a barren land of houses stacked on top of each other. Stormeye talked about an eternal furnace and crystal clusters on the city walls. She laughed an icy laugh and said, if I were a bunny like you, I'd steer clear of that place. Kasdel feels like a vague symbol, representing all kinds of things. Pain, hatred, oppression, slaughter. I know these are all true, objectively, but they're not everything that is Kasdel. Setting that Setting all that aside, I know it's the place where Teresa sacrificed everything. Even Teresis, the masterminds behind this war, grew up there. What does the Castle they envision look like? I read that as Legos. Logos quietly wipes his bone pen. On the other side, I see the doctor turning to look out the window. What's out there? I tug on the doctor's sleeve. Doctor, when the war is over, I want to visit Casdale again. Just like the SpongeBob, you what? I keep forgetting he's got like a fishnet window. Chest window? Boob window? I forgot what they're called. Stop the car. There's something strange up ahead. All units prepare for battle. What's that? Yeah. Words. What is that? Well, what is it? In the distance, the town of Brentwood is already coming to view. Bonk you again. Look! It's just something you don't notice. At first it doesn't seem like it, and then you realise, oh no, it's cross-hatching. It's like a net. A crimson light rises from the centre of the town. Oh, okay, so this was just before the previous stage then. Staining the surrounding land. Alright, Speedy, don't reveal things like that. The blood-covered veil gently envelops all living things. This feeling, it's the same one that came when we were inspecting those art circles. Banshee, your lordship, what is this? When the war started, no one expected the lands to be drenched in so much blood so quickly. Modern warfare, is it? I'm afraid the vampire has all the prerequisites he needs for the ritual to fall into place. The crystals on the other battlefields were just nodes resonating with the ritual. All this time, I've been looking for its center. Why am I immediately thinking of Full Metal Alchemist, where they had to do the whole country-wide circle? Brentwood, this little town, has a special place in the vampire's wicked design. Can you handle it, Logos? This is an ancient royal court method, and they have completed the preparations for it. I need time. We haven't exposed our position yet, so we might be able to buy some time, but wait. What's that? Fire? There's a firefight in the town there, but who is it? Looks like they beat us here. Rather choppy meeting. The doctor looks calm. Right, after all we've been through, we finally get to stand shoulder to shoulder with our friends again. Lord Banshee, what are you going to do? You'll take care of the enemy, won't you? This power is a blessing from His Highness the Prince of Blood, is it? The Sanguinarch. He's blessed the Sarkaz bloodline. The Ursine Miner swings his weapon and a sharp whistling sound rings out. He looks a little frightened of his own strike, almost losing his grip on the weapon. The driver and the shopkeep gather around him, investigating his new strength. Paprika moves a few steps toward me. Lord Banshee, I also feel a bit stronger. A little... Oh, sorry, that wasn't a continuation. Is it arm strength, or my brains? I can't tell for sure, but I just feel kinda... It's a strengthening altar. Witchcraft. We've seen this before, but this one's on a larger scale. And it feels different. Logos, could this have any adverse... Quite unexpected. It does not demand a price of us. At least, not one drawn from our own bodies. Then why... Now are you getting it? Logos looked at the Sarkaz girl. Paprika, was it? What do you hope to use this power for? Well... The more skilled a Sarkaz becomes in war, the more efficient he spills blood on the battlefield. Doesn't matter if his enemy's blood or his own. The ritual can continue. The Sanguine Archer is prepared for this decisive battle, but Teresa's plan was just for this ritual? The art circles seem to have come under attack, and the vampiric creatures are going out of control. Yes, a large colony of crimson worms is drilling out of the ground, rushing around in all directions. A good number of them seem to have caught our scent. Leave this to us, Logos. Please, look for the ritual for us. Amia, you and the doctor could accompany me. I look at Paprika's team in the distance, though Sarkaz unaware of the danger here. Let's be quick. Roger. What are you going to do with us? What do you mean? I realized a while ago, well, the ones who've been captured are us, right? I know the Royal Court guys pretty well, and you give off a totally different vibe. Your name is Amia, right? You and this doctor are in charge. I think you're about the same age as me. And I can tell that Banshee is a pretty big deal. I can feel it. You can't fake that. But he's working for you? A few days ago I met a Caprine lady who called herself a Sarkaz. Is she with you too? Just who the heck are you guys? Do you intend to fight us, Paprika? I can feel that the girl is not hostile. Well... I don't know. In the distance, the Sarkaz let go of the sudden surge of power they're feeling for a moment and call out to Paprika. We are infield. Well, some of us are. I ain't, because 3 times in a row now I haven't gotten the I haven't gotten access. Captain, how did the Banshee get away? What do we do now? The cracks in the earth are spreading towards us. How did they leave those 2 prisoners behind? Do the big shots from the Royal Court trust us so much? Mostly influencers got beta access anyway. It does seem like that. Unfortunately, it means I'm not anywhere near influential enough, which, to be honest, isn't too surprising. Yeah, be on guard for threats from that direction. I'll keep an eye on these 2. You may be stronger, but you still don't know war. Or I guess none of you are ready to fight this war. Yeah. After all this time, how could we not know? Oh. I get a little closer to her. But she seems to misunderstand my intent and retreats half a step. Then, As if making a difficult decision, she holds her ground in front of me. At this point, I realise she's about the same height as I am. I'm the captain of the transport team. If you're going to do something to us, you have to start with me. They're just regular people who answered His Highness's call to arms across Terra. They don't even know what they're doing. They just transport the stuff General Manfred says to move. The instant they answered that call, the Victorians would cease to call them regular people. And that's got nothing to do with what they've actually done. I think of the fires in Outschrig, the factory pipes in Sedin, the street corners of Norport. The survival of the Sarkaz means the destruction of Victoria. The triumph of Victoria means the cleansing of the Sarkaz. Those caught in the vortex no longer have the power to choose. Well, one could argue they don't have the power to choose because they made the choice. At least in terms of the Sarkaz side of it. Their units put under my control by the General. No matter what happens, I have to guarantee their safety. I swore as much to General Manfred. The General, huh? Then first things first, let's deal with these out-of-control bloodworms together. Tell your team to fall back. Don't take any chances. These creatures will suck dry any blood they can find. Doctor, stick close to me. I will use my power to clear the way for us, and for them. Tremble. The fractured, surging land spreads out before us. The vampiric offspring bathe in blood, indulging in the pain. Their bite is a touch of the Sanguine Arch himself. One second, I just realised I did something wrong. Not on this, but just elsewhere. I need to change it real quick. It's like super bad behind the scenes. Okay. I raise my hand and close my eyes. I will stitch together this scarred land. I will hold the whispered fate of the myriad souls in my hands. A black rhombus, a black shadow. Black arts surge from my fingertips. These twisted offspring deserve peace. Okay. Host. Hey, little bunny, there's a faster way to seal those cracks, you know. Is that W? That sounds like something W would say. I'm going to see. Yeah, there it is. Is this W? Explosion. That's W. W? Bang, bang, bang. It's Sarkaz mercenaries? Watch your footing, Yarnball. That's not a great place to stand. Speaks W in these two. Huh? Nope. Sneak. My advice is to give that lunatic a wide berth when she's tossing bombs around. W's not the type a sweet little Sarkaz baby ought to be close to. Oh, Inez? Thanks, and, Ami... Wait. Over your head there, there's... the Black Crown. You're the one General Manfred was talking about. I heard Manfred picked up a kid. I guess that was you. These Sarkaz are under my control. You're their captain, right? Hey, let go of me. Who are you? What do you want? We're on a mission for the military commission, and all the big shots from the royal court. Great. I'm here to enforce their discipline. Hey there, Amia. And, of course, Doctor. Hodera. What's wrong? Your first face-to-face meeting got you feeling disappointed? He did spend more time playing the antagonist than working our side. I'm not used to it either. No. Thank you for your help, Hodera. We can talk about other stuff later. As you can see, this little town is quickly becoming a war zone. Yeah, I do see. And we've got some important intel to share with you. About this town and the lifeline hidden in its shadows. There are two forces attacking the town's Sarkaz garrison. One is the Self-Salvation Corps that closure brought out of Londinium. Looks like my safe house got trashed. I hope that old hag doesn't go peacefully. The other is a force made up of soldiers who once fought for different dukes, along with some workers and refugees. It's a pretty disorganized group led by the Siege. My liege, the Siege. We've reached the town to find the battle has mostly subsided. Logos has not yet returned from the town centre. Seems dealing with the vampiric ritual is no simple task. I catch sight of the siege. Of the siege. Well, same thing. I catch sight of Siege and Delphine, as well as Misery and Closure, along with fighters from the Self-Salvation Corps. When we left Londinium, we never expected this rendezvous in Brentwood would be so difficult for each of us. We make our way to a dilapidated house, but the atmosphere isn't the kind of exhaustion and relief you'd expect from a long-awaited reunion with friends. Hodera copy bastard doesn't fit, damn. I mean, would it have? Let's be real here. Hodera does have some long stuff. After giving me a quick physical, Dr. Calcit and the doctor take some crystal samples and move to talk privately. The room falls silent, and all eyes turn to Hodera, leaning against the wall alone. The rhythm of his sword sharpening is as steady as his breathing. Delphine recognizes Hodera with a glance. General Manfred of the Casdell Military Commission's right-hand man. He was involved in the execution and assassination of many political figures throughout Londinium. Then, Hodera tells us about a Faramut brought to Londinium by the Sarkaz. Help! Shh! Quiet down. We all turn to the Sarkaz who have not yet figured out the situation. Bruh, how dense can they be? Where are we? Victorians? And Sarkaz mercenaries? It's okay, I'm still here. The situation is, a little complicated, but you can trust me on this. You aren't actually going to carry this dead weight around for the next phase of the plan, are you? What are you calling dead weight? I promised Paprika that no harm would come of them. Rhode Island, same as it ever was. Then let's have them stick with my mercs. They've had it too easy for a long time, for too long rather. I could have said a long time. Might as well bring some new blood in to have some fun. Hey you, blue-haired feline, what's on your mind? You've been staring at us for a while. Feel like killing us? Go ahead, draw your sword. Not gonna do it? If all you want is a Bolivarian standoff... Oh god, is that your equivalent of a Mexican standoff? I'm gonna pass. Me and my men ought to hit the road. You can stay here and stay mad. Oh, by the way, Inez, if you're gonna fight the Victorians, make sure you let me know ahead of time. Wouldn't want to miss the show. Lady Delphine. Amia. You're alright. I'm glad. I was worried. Amia, I'm sorry. I'm willing to trust Rhode Island's processes in choosing collaboration partners. It's just... I mean... I'm an intelligence officer myself. It's not as if I never heard of this Hodera gentleman. I just... No, it's not just him. Even Misery and Inez. I can't help but think... I can't accept it. Not at the moment. No, maybe I can't ever accept it. But for now, as I said, I will trust Fina's judgment. If this is what we have to do, then let's do it. These scars won't be forgotten, nor should they be. The Sarkaz wars have never ended, Feline. Cut the military's commission's supply lines. Indeed, that has been our goal all along. In any case, this is a way to end the war quickly. And as for this Farron Moot, I know what you're thinking. Now that no base is safe, this skeleton can become our key to counterattack in Londinium. We can't take any of these armies head on. And we can't work around the essentially unbeatable firepower of that airship. So this elusive Farron Moot is the best vehicle we could hope for. And, at the same time, it's a fortress and a spear aimed right at the heart. Ah yes, of course, we can't defeat an airship, so therefore we shall steal an ancient godlike being that is practically built like those ships from Baldur's Gate. Oh yeah, and it can also like hop dimensions. Is that about right? I think that's about right. I think I covered all my bases there. In that case, if we succeed, it'll be thanks to the leaders of this counterattack, and not Sarkaz mercenaries. Well, when they left the keys in the ignition, good point. It seems we have no grounds on which to refuse cooperation. However, from a rational point of view, I understand that there are differences among the Sarkaz. That the Exemplars appears to function seamlessly with Misery, but we're talking about individual friendship. We may be able to respect, trust, and even love a few select individuals, but now we stand before a war where all sides have blood-soaked hands. Given enough time, we may be able to determine one by one who has committed war crimes and who is innocent, but we do not have that time. We are at an impasse, Hodera. Our cooperation will not be smooth. And that is why we are here. Rhode Island will serve as a mediator between the two parties, such that we can end the suffering of the Victorian people that this war has wrought, and such that we can prevent the Sarkaz of Kazdel from being dragged back into the abyss. We're not here to force handshakes and reconciliation. I was about to say recollection, that's not the right word. We can leave that to the end of this ridiculous war. Platitudes mean nothing. This Sorry, not this. It's actions that will put an end to all this. This is all very Rhode Island, indeed. I've heard Hodera has been in contact with Rhode Island in the past. You've mentioned the place where the Faranmut is docked, among a large number of Sarkaz garrisons. But if we're talking about the plan rationally, a small number of elites would do better than sending workers and street thugs to their deaths, yes? You can speak openly, I won't mind. But my boys won't miss a chance to strike at the Sarkaz. Our armour can draw the garrison's fire. I see Hodera smiling. It seems this is a side of Siege that relaxes him, at least a bit. After all, he seems to be hiding something. That'll do, thanks. Hodera expresses his gratitude, and the discussion comes to a close. Sarkaz mercenary, Hodera. After reuniting with W in Chernobog, Ascalon gave me his complete file. It dates back to the time of Babel. So, I trust him. Amia. This is our first formal cooperation with Rhode Island. Yes, it is. But if I might ask you a question... Sure. You didn't express your worries or concerns just now. Your innermost thoughts are to save lives. To put an end to war and hate, isn't that right? I've heard that the King of Sarkaz can see into people's hearts, and it's different from the ambiguous feeling Inez gets. I probably can't hide it from you. I can respect a Sarkaz who has struggled since the Babel days. I hope you can answer from your own free will. So that's how it is. Yeah, I'm fighting for the future. Very good. Thank you for your answer, and your trust. Logos, Dr. Calcit, you're back. I've analysed the vampiric ritual. The results are worrying. It is indeed a blood blessing, using ancient and very fine techniques. The Sanguine Arch borrows the witchcraft's power, collecting blood spilled in the war to activate the bloodline within the Sarkaz warriors. He is giving the Sarkaz a constant reminder of our fundamental differences with the other races. It's less amplification and more incitement. But most importantly, I'm afraid he's using only a small part of the power he's collected for this purpose. More energy is going somewhere else. Somewhere I don't know. I tried to track it, but the structure of the arts complex is chaotic. Oh, the structure of the arts is complex and chaotic. It only points to Londinium. What is he playing at? And that reminded me. At this very moment, at the centre of the battlefield, stands a Sarkaz leader even better at absorbing and exploiting death than a vampire. The Naxxrair? If it was really just about strengthening the warriors, why would they bother using the witchcraft of the Crimson Court? And why use an art circle? Such that even the towns on the edge of this war get roped in. Do you have a theory? The airship, the Faranmut, the shard, and the witchcraft device right here. The Doctor's concerns are justified. As you said, the Faranmut will be our most important breakthrough, and we must take action as soon as possible. Whether vampire or Naxxrair, even the Confessari, they are all exposed to Nightingale in the most unusual way. They are taking risks. There is a reason why the war is being fought at this particular point in time. Teresis is preparing his final trump card in Londinium. Sure, seizing the capital of an empire is already unheard of, but what could it be? Surely seizing a capital of an empire isn't unheard of. There've been wars. They've seized a capital of an empire already in Gaul. I guess they mean as in like at the very beginning of a war. Let me start with a fundamental question. A question so fundamental that even the Sarkaz have forgotten it. Why are the Sarkaz so uniquely susceptible to oripathy?
No rush. Doesn't matter if we're chasing them down or watching for a counterattack. Just leave it to me. I want anyone who needs it to rest up.
You're telling me she was just going to ask that question and then not give me like a 132 slide PowerPoint presentation like she normally does? Okay, now I'm concerned. That can't be Calcit. That's got to be someone else. Of course, I say that, and I'll go in, and it'll be like the first half of this next stage will be her talking about it. Pecan cliffhanger. A cliffhanger that I do not mind. Okay, we. What? We beget? We are the youth of a nation? I don't know, what? Did you know Blaze is also a hag? Well, I know she's like slightly older, but I wouldn't say so. Isn't she like 20s, I thought? Like late 20s? W plus an electron. Is what? Really? Oh. Okay, wow. I was thinking she was like late 20s, early 40s, early 30s. Blimey. We lap at our wounds in the ruins. We seek a new direction in our duress. Okay, and then it's just the altars. See, now this is a nice map. This is a nice map. This map is too nice. Why is this map too nice? There's something... There's something here because we could literally just have everyone go over here and they won't be touched by the things. And I feel like that's wrong. That doesn't make sense. I know it's not a red stage, so I can expect it to be a little bit easier, but that seems weird. To quote Admiral Akbar, it's a trap, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely more to it than that. Do you mean you're still only E1? I could have swore I... Okay.
You want to go together?
I forgot she gives me the creeps. I don't know. Tent. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Did we see his face already, or was that spoiled for me? I can't remember now. I think we did. I think he was shown already, but yeah. Hello, guard. Sometimes I think that if there really is a creator responsible for these lands, it's one cruel bastard. He came up with a really awful disease, where you could feel your body being consumed gradually, being replaced by these crystals. Helpless to do anything to stop it. You can feel your very self being removed from your body, day by day. You can only accept it. We can only accept it. And this creation of Oripathy is actually one of the gentler ones across the land. The infected and the uninfected. 9 tells me our persecution is as old as civilization itself. The doctor just does like the meme with the monkey puppet that just sort of like looks away. So, what about the poor and rich, slave and noble? Foreigner and local, disabled and able-bodied, even abnormal and normal. A parasitic disease is scary, sure, but Oripathy is only the most obvious, the most prominent of the terrible diseases out there. The creator's really awful inventions are poverty, war, bottomless, insatiable greed, the malice, and the hypocrisy that bring so much suffering, gaps we can never close. But the truth is, we all know no creator came up with that stuff. Humans, we invented it all on our own. You and me, we created them. Good news or bad news? The good news is that the workshop is still intact. The forest hid it good. The Dukes and the Sarkaz never got to use it as an outpost. The bad news is, someone is living there. We saw lights. I walked up, identified myself, and the lights went out. Well, it might be refugees or deserters. But they put out the lights, and that means they're wary of us. Our fighters are ready for anything. No, let's not be hasty. They might just be cautious, or fearful. Don't jump to conclusions. And anyway, Red's carrying a pretty long blade. Anyone would want to play it safe. Why don't I go? I'll have a word with them. By yourself? That's enough. The more men we send, the more nervous they'll be. Besides, if they mean us harm, a few more hands won't make a difference. The sky to the south has been red for the past few days. Percival and the others even found an art circle. We need to move fast. There's some risk in that. I know. But we made it out of Chernobog. Fair enough. We'll be ready to provide support on the sidelines to make a breakthrough. This place was some kind of distillery before the Victorian reunion settled in. I can already smell the booze. Romanich would have loved it. It certainly was a distillery. Secret distilleries like this are common enough in Victoria, dodging around, punishing taxes imposed by the lords. They could be used to make crude medication for the infected. Soaking, mixing, distilling herbs would work, but purification? No way. I'm starting to admire the Victorian reunion. They found this place and turned it into a distribution centre for medicine. When did they start calling themselves Reunion and build all this? I'm not sure. All I know is that the building is just an old house covered in vines now. No movement around, no lights in the house. A figure flashes by the window. Red was right, there are people here, and they've spotted me. I dust off my clothes. That should have been off. I dust off my clothes and fix my hair, trying to look more presentable. Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Hi, I'm Guard. I've got a team nearby. I'm pretty sure you saw them earlier. Don't worry, we mean no harm. The Victorian Reunion used this workshop to make medicine. It brought hope to a lot of infected around Londinium. Its medicine even circulated among the workers in the sewers below, and the city's industrial districts. Whoever you are, you know the war is turning a lot more people infected. We want to get things going again here to help them. Since you're occupying the place, we need your cooperation. We can provide medicine or other supplies. We'll trade fair. Still, no response. The doorknob turns, and I grip the hilt of my sword. After everything we've been through, I know it's pretty likely I'll be staring down a pitchfork or a hatchet next. I'm numb to that sort of thing now. The door opens. Okay, but are you good reunion or are you bad reunion? Because I know there is a bad reunion somewhere. Reunion, you said? Your clothes? Who are you? Maze. The Billy variety? Come in. Or the Hughes variety? So what do you think of Unmasked Guard? Cute. Fits the personality that he has these days. He looks like he hasn't slept in like 5 years. Hello, Les. There are more people hiding inside than I guessed. And it's quite a group. Some of them are obviously infected, while others leaning against the wall are probably ordinary refugees from the city. They're all looking over, silently watching me and the woman in the Victorian reunion uniform. Look away and clear out. The crowd falls back and Maze leads me past their collective gaze. These people are terrified. Are you in charge here? This place is under my control. Let's find a place to talk. See, I don't like it when you ask a question that's a yes or no question, and instead of just saying yes or no, they answer just, like, pointlessly. Like, that's all well and good. You did basically answer the question, but you could have just said yes. You didn't need to specify any further than that. Victorian Reunion. Percival is in Victorian Reunion too. Our organisation doesn't exactly have franchising procedures, and once word of the name spread around, the Reunion flag started popping up in all sorts of places. See, for a movement, that's actually a dangerous thing. You want to be able to control who has your, I guess you could say, branding. I don't know if you want to call it branding when referring to like a resistance movement, but still, like, you want to be able to control who is representing you, because yes, it's all well and good that your name sparks other movements around, but all it takes is one bad movement with your name to have everyone talking shit about you, basically. And let's be honest, Reunion itself isn't exactly a particularly well-regarded group to begin with, because their very first order of business, or at least when they sort of exploded into popularity, was being bad. So, you know, having just like random reunion cells appear without any sort of control as to who they are, who's making them, what they're doing, whether or not they believe in the ideals or if they have their own interpretation of it, it gets messy very quickly, and we've seen that in the real world with partisanships. That also means there have been various acts of violence, acts of revenge, taking place under the reunion name. Oh hey, look! Basically what I was talking about. The kind of thing that happened in Chernobog. I start looking at this maze. She seems nervous. Her gait is unnatural. We're in the deepest depths of the workshop. Here we are. Nobody comes in here. Well, I should hope not. That would be dirty. So your reunion, the real reunion, you come from the north. From Ursus. Yes, Ursus, Columbia, and now we're in Victoria. As a ways. Your uniform, it's... I used a bedsheet. Sorry, it was the other way around. I thought she was talking to him still. But yeah. I kind of wish they used a unique version of that, because it would be funny to have like a slightly off-brand version of the caster one that we used to, but like you could see that something's not quite the same, and then yeah, like, oh, it's a bedsheet. Okay, that makes sense now. I ran into a group from Ursus before. They said you dress like this. I think I got the emblem right. It looks a bit big. Did you come here just to mock my handiwork? So you control this place just because you dressed up in the garb of the infamous reunion? Let's get to the point. I don't have much time. You want to get this place up and running again? To start making medicine? Yes. If news got out that the reunion is running this place again? No. Things are more complicated than you know. We have all kinds of people here. I'm worn out breaking up the daily fights between infected and uninfected. And you want to make infected medicine? You might as well blow the place up. It's hard to keep balance between them. You're reunion, aren't you? At least you claim to be. More or less. Who are your people? What else would they be? Homeless infected, war refugees, people who have lost everything. We all need a roof over our heads. I first came here with a few other infected. We found this ruin. Hello, Mika. Later, more people came, including some less than honest folk. We don't take anyone else in anymore. I'm glad to see you, reunion comrades, but I don't want to worry anyone here. Worry? That you're conspiring with us to wipe out the uninfected in our midst. Whether or not it's just a pretext to get us to open our doors to you, we can trade supplies, but let's leave it at that. There are plenty of uninfected here, so I get what you're saying. But I still think it would be a good idea to talk it over with your people before you come to a decision. As long as we can get back to making medicine here, we can come to a long-term agreement. No thank you. Now, off with you. It was nice meeting you. If you want to take this place, you're welcome to it, so long as you can take it. I can't see her expression behind the mask. Maybe she's just bluffing. Alright then. But I turn around nevertheless, getting ready to leave. Hey, reunion. Yes? Is Tallulah with your group? She is. Another Tallulah worshipper? Sure enough, she's our banner. And that's her cage now too. I hear she has a nomadic city. Does that city of hers only take infected? If you haven't been infected, are you allowed to go there? I've heard from the passing caravans. I've heard it's a nice place. So Maze isn't infected, I'm going to assume. There's some people here in less than ideal positions. Refugees from the wilderness, orphans without a single relative. The talk of that reunion city has everyone full of hope. Okay, I know she's now just started talking about everyone else, but when she first spoke about it, it sounded more like she was wondering for herself as well. But you only stand with the infected, right? A city. There might have been a misunderstanding here. Maze, do you know what they did? Did you tell them to do it? Have you gone mad? What are you talking about? Those idiots. He might have been a fighter in the war here, or some big important figure here to doom us all. We might be just a couple of horns out from a battalion of Sarkaz coming in here to wipe us out. What's going on? Are you with Reunion like Maze? It was your people. Those infected. They killed a Sarkaz in the warehouse. Bollocks. He was infected too. He's going to explode, right? We need to deal with him. I'll take a look. Go, quickly. You should be able to help. On the ground lies the corpse of a Sarkaz. I know this guy. The Sarkaz who rode a motorbike. Well, as if there's like only one person. He was a junkman, going around selling stuff. Selling stuff he took off the dead. He was clearly beaten to death, limbs twisted up in unnatural ways. His hands are tied. He must have tried to break free, judging by his bloody wrists. The gathered crowd is mostly silent. I feel a chill, leaving me briefly speechless. He's dead. The Sarkaz aren't so strong. Here, the medicine he had on him, and some stale bread. The one who did the killing doesn't look well. He indifferently breaks off a piece of bread and hands it to someone beside him. He deserved it. Someone spits on the ground. One of them noticed me, approaching me while chewing a piece of bread taken off the dead man. It was the guy that appeared in the reunion camp. They already know the trap to... Right, okay. You're with Reunion, aren't you? Mace never told us how we could join you. I remain silent for a while, calming myself down. I lower his hands for him, spotting the originium crystals growing on his arm. Why did you do it? Did he threaten you? Try to hurt you? Huh? Why? It's as if he suddenly loses interest, stumbling over to a nearby crate and taking a seat. When the Sarkaz burned our farm and humiliated my daughter, did anyone ask why? He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a murderous devil from Kazdel. He was just a wandering hawker selling his wares on the battlefields. He even helped you. Huh? What does that mean? Was he Reunion too? I am Reunion. You lot must know that this is... You lot must know what it is Reunion fights for. Sure, you're fighting for all the infected. This man that you tortured to death, the one who never even got a chance to share his name, wasn't he an infected? But he was Sarkaz. Medicine and compassion cannot help the infected in a way that matters, but solidarity and strength can. Solidarity. Infected have no homeland. We share the same fate, same sorrow. These people don't understand. They've never thought about it. But what about us? Will the veterans from Ursus on the team treat the infected from Kazimierz well? Can Sancta infected coexist with Sarkaz? Even at Rhode Island, What about the future? If we succeed one day, and the Emperor of Ursus vows to stop massacring the infected, if he agrees to grant us land and cities, in this beautiful, seemingly impossible future, will the infected start killing each other? Will we fracture, collapse, and give them another chance to butcher us? Hey guard, his corpse. It's glowing. He's about to disintegrate. I had no idea his condition was so serious. Or did he really not leave any medicine for himself, trying to save money for some future that would not be his own? Get out of here, now! Run, run! Maze, how do you process the infected here? That room, the innermost one. Hurry, we have to throw him in there. Damn it all! I need a second. Protection from... for the nose, mouth and wounds. Maze and I lift the Sarkaz corpse and kick open the door. Upon opening it, my personal Reginium monitor started beeping incessantly. I've never heard the alarm going so intensely before. Just how many infected were processed here? Every inch of the room is covered with a thick layer of Reginium dust, crystal clusters forming in the corners. Danger is no longer sufficient to describe the urgency of the situation. I don't know when things are going to get out of hand for this place, but putting a disintegrating infected in there is definitely not a good idea. No good. Move, move. What are you doing? Why is the body... There's too much Originium in here. How many infected have you processed in this room? Well, it was years when... It was years they were being processed in there. There's Originium dust in the air. This place won't survive a violent disintegration. Get everyone out, now! Yeah, it is basically a Geiger counter going off. What? Don't you get it? The Originium environment here is extremely unstable. This place could blow at any minute. So we leave and go where? Everything out there is... There's no time. We're talking about reunion here. They have the entire bloody nomadic city. Run! Get them all moving. I've contacted some of our teams on the outskirts. They'll take some of you in. There's still some booze left in the distillery. If there's an explosion, the whole place is going with it. Well, I think the Originium is already ensuring that the whole place goes with it. And that... What? Hey, Maze, where are you going? The woman dressed in a reunion uniform is struggling with the machinery in the deepest depths of the workshop. What are you doing here? Help me pull the lever. Did you work here before? But you're not infected. Thanks for not exposing me. Pull harder. Where did you get that reunion outfit? This used to be a reunion base, and so many died here. Don't test my patience. I didn't do anything. That's what they all say. I was a worker here. That reunion lot took over the distillery, and they needed hands to run the machines for them. It's just... The mercenaries hired by the Lord attacked, and I ran. I'm not infected. Why should I die here with those reunion? So why did you come back? Why? Because I had nowhere else to go, damn it! What other reason would I end up trading my life for some secret distillery? I'm not infected, but sometimes I feel like I'd rather be with the reunion. At least they had something to fight against. They have a purpose. Up, down, left, right, BA. Pull harder, it's stuck. First, open the switch for this unloading port. Reunion left behind a whole lot of material. The doctor said it was the cheapest painkiller formula. They were working on it for a long time. It only relieves pain, but that's enough, right? With this, can I be a genuine part of Reunion? That is, I might be allowed a home in your nomadic city. A nomadic city. I take a deep breath and throw out a kick. It makes me sore. The lever finally loosens. The machine comes to life. The giant hopper tilts to one side, and what falls out of it is countless petals. She hurriedly picks up the herbs, scattered across the ground, and carefully piles them in her arms. If I don't consider what exactly I am, I feel like this could be a beautiful sight. Where, rather, not what. Just like that city. We don't have a city. But those Reunion guys all said... But... Well, I mean... A nomadic city. A city, you know, people without a home. People with nowhere to go. The infected across the world are growing more and more numerous. It's not that the disease is becoming more virulent. It's just that the world is becoming more cruel. The great worthies have so much to say about the modern era that we live in. An unprecedented era of high-speed battleships, nomadic cities, of industry. How enlightened our era is. How tragic our era is. In a lot of ways, it does mimic the early industrial revolution, because it really did outpace the human ability to keep up. And also things like morality and such. Like, it took a long time. Guardsit. Yeah, to be fair, it's also being Calcit right now. for all of the thing that I was joking about Calcit earlier, it ended up not being her. Stand together. Can the infected really stand together naturally? Who do we stand with? Is it just the infected? That nomadic city we're dreaming of, does it have a place for them? Is a city enough to accommodate everything? Take the herbs, we need to leave. There is no application to join Reunion. If you're willing to fight side by side with us, you already Reunion. But I'm not infected. It's not only the infected who want to resist. And besides, I need you to help me figure out who killed that Sarkaz man. They need to be punished. Now come on, let's go! We make our way quickly through the gigantic tanks. Some places have already started collapsing. The air is full of the pungent scent of alcohol, with smoke floating in from somewhere. This workshop, where the Victorian Reunion began, is about to go up in flames. We're almost there, quickly now. The waves of intense heat hit. Maze struggles to stay standing. The herbs in her arms are lifted by the hot air. Did something hit her? Above our heads roars the sound of buckling metal. Well, alright. I push her away. Then, I jump up with all my strength and gather up the petals. I collapse. It's hot. The sun is burning. I'm burning. Is that the exit? A few steps further. But they're watching behind me. Those eyes. Are they judging me? Or just judging my insignificant death? What did they expect of me? I can't think about it. I can't. Maybe I'll let them down with their deaths. Maybe... oh, they should hope for a more meaningful end for me. Like, I don't know, dying on the steps of the palace in Deity Grifferberg. Anyway, not here. Not dying for an uninfected woman I just met holding some broken petals in my arms. How can I face them here? But I still need to face them. Take them and go. The exit is right ahead. Don't lose them this time. I might have crushed some of the petals. Give them to a woman named Nine. She knows what to do. Don't dawdle. Move. It's hot. It burns. I remember the afternoon when I first learned I had oropathy. What was it exactly that caused my infection? I still don't actually know. Maybe it was the time I fell in the river and something scratched my leg. Might have been an active originium crystal instead of a rock. Maybe it was the dust I inhaled in the mines. Maybe it was industrial waste from the factories. Maybe. When I got home, the smell of smoke in the room hadn't dissipated. My luggage was packed and placed on the table where we usually ate together. I found a Salt Lake, but I wasn't lucky. Maybe I chose the wrong place. There was no boat at the time. I owe a lot to the Rhode Island operator who came over and talked to me when I was sitting by the lake. Nine, Red, Percival, Tallulah. I'm not sure if I'll be burned to cinders by the time you find me, but I hope this recorder survives. God damn it, there goes my hope that it being first person means he survived, so of course they hit me with the, it's the recording! God damn it. Nope. Hello again, Mika. Yeah, that happens. We've been having power outages recently as well with heavy rain. You ask, are we fighting for all the infected? Whether they're despicable upper class or even royalty? Or are the people we unite with the people we want to fight alongside? Only the infected? Only them? Now I'm kind of annoyed.
行くよ。嵐のように蹂躙してやる。
Hey, Knight, thanks for following over here.
Hey, dummies, bring it on.
Oh, it doesn't show... I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. Well, we'll see it now. Okay. That is fine. Ah. Ah. That's unfortunate.
Can you do it?
Oh. Oh, that is,
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you guys. No way out for you.
Oh, it went through. Fuck.
Now's the time to help everyone out.
I'll charge the weak spot. Relax. It'll be over in an instant.
Well, that's one down.
I'm so tired. Get away from me, please.
Lure some more enemies into the ring.
I am your shadow. Any orders for me?
That is most unfortunate.
Whether you're gold or manure.
Doctor, lead the big pop. Kick ass.
Oh, you need to go. Because you have an AoE that can get that area. Okay, never mind.
Doctor, hey, relying on your arm. Doctor, strength in numbers, huh? Is that what you were banking on? Doctor, let's see whether you're gold or manure. Doctor, let's see whether you're gold or manure.
There we go.
Strength in numbers, huh? Is that what you were banking on?
It's me.
Ah. That's unfortunate. We could have won this. Well, we did win this. We could have 3-starred it, but I wasn't paying attention to the first one going in. And that's annoying because we nearly killed it as well. But oh well. As long as we're making good progress, we've done 2 stages so far. Wow, actually we haven't really done much in terms of progress. It's taken an hour and a half to do 2 stages. Ooh, I forgot how long this chapter is. When I was first still in the LGD, I used to spend my afternoons going around the city. That looks like nighttime to me. I knew very well my duty, what I was expected to fight against. We wielded law and order as our weapons to curb chaos, resolve disputes, fight crime, and right wrongs. Back then, I thought people were just so easily corruptible. All of us are born pure and without flaw, but evil creeps in with age. Like how mold corrodes every branch and leaf on a plant. I used to think this land could be rid of evil if we were strong enough, selfless enough. I held that belief until I became infected, until I went to Lungman's slums. And I realized that justice is even weaker than men are. When mutated plants grow from dirty soil, are the flowers in the greenhouse qualified to critique their twisted forms? Do they have the authority to cut off their branches? There is no way we can talk about the same kind of justice until We share the same soil. Great, now all of Sarkaz know we're here. Hurry, get everyone out of the building, and as far away as possible. My stuff's still inside. It's all my family has. What stuff? Pillows and a mattress. The last of the belongings I took from my home. Are you mad? Follow me back to where it's safe. You haven't gone infected yet, right? Better count yourself lucky for that. I completely forgot about you. The crowd's so chaotic. There's so many people running out from there, we don't know who's infected and who isn't. And there might even be some wanted fugitives among them. We don't know where they even came from. And this fire. We're not far from a battlefield. Who knows what kind of attention we'll attract. We could leave right now. We're not responsible for this fire. 9, make your decision. People are screaming, crying, falling into the mud and crawling back up to their feet. The fire burns a rosy red behind them. It was an infected who started the fire. Some infected exploded so that the distillery... What's that got to do with us? Wasn't it you lot who brought that Sarkaz here? Not us. It's all because of you infected. We couldn't have hidden here for so much longer if we weren't for you. We could have, rather. What the bloody hell did you just say? Did you already forget who took you all in? You dare strike me? You... Enough. Incessant bickering. Endless verbal abuse. If you don't want to move, I can send you back into the fire. Reunion. You and Maze are the same gang. If it weren't for the infected... If it weren't for you infected... And what if we weren't infected? Open your eyes. We're not the ones who caused you to lose everything you owned. And made you huddle together in an abandoned distillery with nothing but clothes on your back. We're no different. Except for the stones in our bodies. We had everything taken away from us by this disease, but you haven't experienced how hard it gets. And yet here you are in the same wretched plight as us. What do you know? Ever had a finger chewed off by a machine on the assembly line? Been thrown out of a factory? Had your whole house burned down by some lord? You yell about the injustices you suffer, but you're not the only ones who live unfair lives. That Viscount who burned down my home, everyone says his son actually has neuropathy. But so what? A bigwig like him can just send his son to a fancy hospital in Colombia. But us, me, he burned down my house with my 2 children inside it, just because I couldn't pay my taxes, just because I talked back to him. And no one dares to care, because he's high and mighty while I'm disabled and poor. You're not the only ones enslaved by your fate, so why does it seem like you're the only ones who can actually stand up to those bullies and so brazenly and even kill them? See, now you're getting it. So how about you shut up with the whole you infected bullshit, because you're literally just saying the same thing she's saying. Why? Because we don't want to remain enslaved in those chains. No one ever said you couldn't fight against it. There's quite a few people in a certain part of the world that need to hear that by now, by the way. But there's no way I could do that. I don't have your Virginium arts. Oh, please. Don't make excuses for yourself. It's not like every infected comes with powerful arts. 9, we're already grouping up. Are we evacuating? Tell Red to bring a few of his men to monitor our surroundings. The battlefronts near us are currently in a deadlock, so the warring parties might be unable to spare any manpower to inspect a distant fire. Percival, help me calm down the people who just escaped, and get their names as you examine and provide medical treatment. We'll stay here for 1 more day at most, to be safe. Do you have the slightest idea how little it narrows it down? Oh, just, you know, a certain country where it's slowly happening. At least the other places it's more obvious with, like, a, you know, invasion and stuff. I got it. We just need the Telltale Games, Noel will remember this, or Noel didn't like this, or something like that. I'll help. I'm familiar with burns and respiratory blockage. Oh, we haven't been able to contact Guard yet either. We're not sure if he made it out. Don't worry, I'll find him. We both made it out of Chernobyl after all. 9. The concentration of originium dust particles. I was already rushing towards the burning distillery. I've entered a scene like this before, back in Longman, multiple times. As an LGD officer, and as a slum resident. Fire means loss, and also destruction. I always see tears falling upon charred remains. Sometimes they're from infected, and other times they're regular citizens. And at moments like these, rumours will spread through the spectating crowd. The casualties were a few infected, or perhaps they were regular citizens. Maybe it was an infected exacting revenge on his neighbours who had harassed him, or maybe his uninfected neighbours were fed up of all the sick people hiding just next door. But no one has ever questioned why fires uptown are always extinguished as soon as possible. Well, he was in the team with at least one of the elites. While that obviously doesn't mean that he is, you can assume that he would have taken that experience to Reunion, which is absolutely not at all like Rhode Island. And so for them, he would be kind of. So he may not be an elite operator by Rhode Island standards, or maybe he could have been if he'd taken whatever tests they do or something. But he would be by Reunion standards because they need any sort of experience. While the big blazes that destroy several buildings and cause an unclear number of casualties always happen in the slums. I burst through the distillery's doors, and I witness a portion of the building fiercely collapsing for not far from the exit. A single hand extends from the metal and debris, holding onto Guard's recorder. They really had to, like, reveal his face and then kill him. Like, come on. Give us something. Or are the people we unite with the people we want to fight alongside? Only the infected. Only them? We infected are just the culmination of all the decay there is. We gather as one because of our shared experience. But what unites us is not just disease. Let's say we meet a noble abusing his power to exploit the people. How would we treat him? If he was actually an infected. We can't use our infection as our sole criterion and slogan. Our companions must share the same belief. We will not only retaliate against the humiliation we've suffered, but also liberate the same people who have caused us pain. We're not the only ones enslaved across the lands, so we should stand with them together. We need to get them to stand with us. We can't just fight against disease. What should we actually be fighting against? They regret those statements real fast. I mean, it is definitely a death flag. Let's be honest here. The character that we have seen so many times that then, or was like, you know, quite big at least. For like, we didn't see him so many times, but we saw him like referenced quite a lot. And then obviously, you know, the main bit when stayed behind and stuff like that. And then, you know, there's a face reveal. It can mean one of two things. Either you do something really important or you die. Or you do both, which in this case, it kind of seems like both. I mean, it's not like super, super big, but it is like a very, very poignant, very much needed bit of philosophy that I think Reunion could use with at the moment. Yeah, what should we actually be fighting against? What are we building here? Many years ago, when I had just became infected, I really loved drinking. Back then, Ace warned me that if I carried on with that hobby of mine, I'd die with my drink someday. Irony. And here I am, in a distillery. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure if it's really actually Rhodes's right. I think it's still more along the lines of Reunion, but rather it just needs to be bigger. I think with Guard it's always been more of like Reunion needs to be like more like Rhode Island, and at the same time Rhode Island could probably do with being a bit of Reunion, which I do kind of agree. That's part of the reason why I don't dislike Guard as much as some people do. Although, of course, while this is all happening, Rhode Island has been doing quite a lot more than they had done prior. I'd say the entire sort of main story arc has been them doing more than they would have in the past. But, you know, it's still... He pretty much want Reunion to... need to... Yeah. That's pretty much the point, Speedy. So it's kind of like... I think with Guard... It sort of makes sense him going to Reunion because he can help them more than... At least him himself, rather, could do in Rhode Island. So you kind of need someone that's like Reunion, but with the philosophy of Rhode Island more so. Yes, there'll be pariahs, but they will still be able to get some more done, or at the very least, you know, something more there. Whereas Rhode Island has to constantly toe the line and write down things and such. Medic is now the longest living. Yeah, someone... longest living would be Doc or Medic, yeah. Well, Doc shouldn't count because, you know, that's us. Unless you mean one of the other ones. Well, they are a continuation of Babel, yes, but Babel itself... Well, I mean, it didn't start as a business, but they sort of collected together and then they formed... Oh, which place was it that they formed? Did they start as Casdell or as officially, or did they start Columbia officially? I remember they were talking about it when they were saying that they got the thing for being made into a business. Starting Casdell, there we go, yeah, so they were officially a business. Although obviously in Casdell it was sort of, well, whatever goes anyway, so it's not that much. So yeah, they kind of were. I think in a way maybe it could help. They could help with being more like what Babel was, but obviously they can't. They need to solidify themselves officially, which is why Rhode Island is what they are. So I think it works both ways. I think Reunion needs to be a little bit more like Rhode Island, but I think Rhode Island struggles because they can't be like Reunion in a way. I think I'd say that's the sort of balancing issue. So having someone like Guard who was both, I think, helped. Maybe not necessarily help Rhode Island, but it definitely helps Reunion. And I say it doesn't help Rhode Island because with Rhode Island they don't necessarily need it. Or rather, they can't work on it. Anyway. 9. You've replayed it so many times now. I know. Tallulah, I've been wondering, if we really did manage to build a city for the infected, what would it look like? Also, hello, Hayden. I mean, technically we did have a city at one point, and I'm not talking about Chernobyl, I'm talking about that one nomadic city that we then let some members of Reunion who wanted to split off. They took it. I can't remember what happened to it, though. I remember we stopped it. But I can't remember. Yeah, I'm fairly certain if I remember chapter 8 correctly, we stopped the attack on it, but anyway. Yeah, pretty much, Les. Are you sure it wouldn't be a hospice at its core? All we do in that city is wait for everything to be covered in a blanket of disintegrated originium dust, for our deaths to come one by one. Yes. We can't just wait for our ends to come like this. 9. Tallulah. What is it? I'm thinking of leaving your group for a bit. Yesterday I met some people among the refugees who escaped from Londinium. Yes, okay, so it was chapter 8 when that happened. And I remember one of the stages we had to stop Reunion from attacking it, or at least like distract them so they didn't find it or something. And I think that's when the artillery first come into play, as in the drone artillery. Oh, they mentioned some matters I'm very concerned about. That maybe someone I've been seeking this whole time is still hiding in there. Oh? So, I'll be heading over. Londinium isn't safe at all right now. I think Tallulah already told you about me. You're a long-lived. Yes, there's no way for me to die. I've become more and more sick of this reality of mine. You want to kill yourself? How did you get your longevity in the first place? Longevity. How did I first come to realise the joke that fate played on me? I had my share of happy days too. I came to know the one and only wife I've had. Had children, a family, devoted my heart and soul to Originium arts research, of course. I was the primary focus of my studies. That's right, Patriot didn't agree with letting them go, did he? Or rather, he didn't agree with using themselves as bait for it. A lot of YouTubers read it as a beacon inside the city. I want to admit I might have thought that at first as well. I can't quite remember. but it became pretty obvious the moment we went into the battle that it was for them to fight us. Anyway, my children grew up while we grew old. Everything was going as natural order of things. Until my wife died in an accident. War broke out, and I was forced to leave my children. I suddenly realised in years I spent as a refugee that I hadn't changed at all. The emperors started a war. The king was hanged years later. And then the Duke's conspiracies came to light. Afterwards, the Sarkaz. I didn't change a single bit in all those years, until today. I have nightmares every day, and in them I hear a voice I don't recognise. Or maybe it's every voice I recognise calling out to me together. Pain makes you live forever, and only happiness can kill you. Oh, so he's the Sith Lord from the Old Republic era. Actually, I was already aware of this early on, but what can I even do to feel happiness and relief? Especially after witnessing death after death, and experiencing tragedy after tragedy. We're in an era of suffering and despair, so I shall look for those hiding behind the curtain. I have no right to make you stay, but there's no need to say your goodbyes so quickly. If you wish to return to the nexus of the war, we might not have to go our separate ways. Is that so? I thought you would return to Columbia after gathering up enough hands. Running to another place will never put a stop to anything. Fair enough. Perhaps the foes we're facing are fundamentally similar. It would be interesting if by the end of this arc, essentially, we end up with Rhode Island / Babel, as in like the Mercs, Self-Salvation Corps, Victorian armies of several varieties and flavours, and Reunion all just descending, and probably Dublin as well, because we haven't seen them for a while, but we know they're against the Sarkaz now, because they killed one of them. All just descend upon Londinium. And that's by far going to be the most chaotic chapter when that comes to it. Assuming it hasn't happened already, because I know I'm like one chapter behind, and technically two if you count the one on the Chinese version. But yeah, like that's bound to be like an absolutely chaotic end to it. Because especially as we would want to make sure that Victoria gets it, the good people in Victoria get it. Oh, chapter 15 isn't out yet? Oh, okay, I thought it was already. And we want to make sure that Dublin doesn't get it, because fuck Dublin. Well, I was going to say not the actual place, but fuck Dublin as well. And I can't remember. Who was the other one that we don't want it to get? Ah, that was someone else. Also, leave a bouquet of flowers for guard on my behalf. I will. Nine. Percival, you... I'm fine. I just got some smoke in my eyes. Yeah, sure. We're done registering the third batch of infected. And all 7 of them have gotten medicine from this workshop before. I think we're just fucked Dublin enough. Not enough, not hard enough. They told me many infected used to gather and live in a tiny village near this forest to access the workshop. Grab this, there we go. Oop. When the workshop was destroyed, most of them left or died, but some still remained close by. They were all drawn here by the huge blaze, Oh, I didn't realise she was here as well. Indeed. Not hard enough. Karma 2025. Or Karama, as it should be. That sounds like something you'd see in, like, Hinduism or something. Karama. Anyway. Wow, I really am British. I'm just leaning into all of the places we messed up. I look at the petals given to me by the person they called Maze. The reunion doctor here spent their life here for these herbs. I swear I'm turning American. I cannot pronounce the H in herbs anymore. And according to her, God also died for them. I recognize most of these plants. The infected used to chew on them for pain relief before modern pharmaceutical companies were a thing. Perhaps the effectiveness of our crude drugs can improve by referencing these, even if just by a little. We can't simply wait for our cruel... Where did I get cruel from? For our end. We must watch ourselves wither away. There's more work to be done. I also added more words there that didn't need to be added. Anyway. Guard, we didn't manage a clean conclusion on that last discussion, but I have to make a decision on my own now. 9? We want to hold a little farewell rite for Guard, and it won't take much time to do so. Right. I'll make some flowers bloom here. I just realised she's like the druid that I've got in that one of my players has in our D&D session. Because she'll do that as well. She'll grow an area of flowers and stuff. The enormous blaze burns throughout the night. We finally abandon our efforts to recover Guard's body. Red finds a beautiful sturdy tree, its trunk perfectly pointing up toward the sky. He digs a hole and buries that cute towel of Guard's in it. Flowers grow around the freshly dug soil. The floral patterns on the towel were too crude. A garden like this suits him better. I'm done questioning everyone that came out from the workshop. The Sarkaz who died in the underground warehouse. The one who rode the motorbike. He was murdered by a few infected Victorians. They were driven out of their homes by the Sarkaz. Some of them lost their loved ones too. So they felt rightfully furious, and I calmed them down a little. What's the plan? Back in Ursus, everyone used to think it was through the power of unity that Reunion managed to fight together with the patrol units, taxmen and mine guards. That wasn't the case. We simply had no other choice left to break the knife pointed at our throats. Reunion used to act out our enmity, but our targets of hate have both become increasingly vague and broad. The infected have no homeland, no identity, no bloodline. We can't just carry on with just a provocative slogan. We need to set clearer guidelines and principles. Gard and I discussed about this before. He said to ignore the infected in positions of power because they still enjoy exploiting others with their authority and see disease as only a tool. And that we should also grant the same kind of liberation to any oppressed people, and not just our sick brethren, because they can fight alongside us, and we'll need their strength to put up a fight. Chernobyl has taught us enough. He was always thinking so much about this. I thought he could really take us to achieve some great feats. He will, even if he's dead. He merely died when he was still seen as insignificant and deplorable. What about those murderers? People who violently vent their grievances unprovoked cannot join us. It was war that turned them to brutality, even if they were just Victorians before. Reunions slowly but surely regain their old sense of value. Yes, indeed. If we let this slide, what will happen to our group next? Ursine, Columbian, Victorian, Lithanian, Feline, Pero, Liberi, Caprine, Sarkaz. Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, gotta catch... Sorry. People should be distinctly directed towards a common goal, then become cracks of resentment that give others a chance to dismantle us from within. Bodrokas Te and Ursus should have taught us this lesson. They will be banished. They will have to find their own path by themselves. Good. Reunion will make sure of it. I understand. I'll relay that to everyone, and I'll handle those murderers too. Tallulah. There's an infected I used to know, who comes from an eminent lineage, and held a distinguished position. But she threw it all away in her quest for fairness. You know her. Everyone here has heard your ideas. Reunion's earliest vision, exaggerated, distorted. But what we want is not a nomadic city for the infected. What we want is to send a message to all the aristocrats and oppressors, those trying to divide, suppress and eliminate us. The blaze they so despise hangs high above their necks. Our goodbyes have already been said. This isn't the first, nor will it be the last. Let's go. Our work in Victoria isn't done yet.
Safe.
Thanks, Corey, yeah. I mean, to be fair, had I done a 3-star clear, that would have been a solemn scene followed by a huh? And now for something sweet. Sugar. That is sugar, isn't it? Yeah, it is sugar. Okay, I was gonna say because I always call it sugar, but then I never actually checked to see what it was called. Someone speak your mind. Be sincere as we communicate. Be honest as we enter the fray again. Okay, so I'm assuming there's going to be more of you know, there's going to be more of those vacuum-packed slugs, because again, this looks easy. Oh yeah, of course there is, because we see these. I might annoy everyone and leave it. Just because for a moment I thought it was Friday, but it's not. I mean, I could do one more. I don't know. Should I? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. We'll see how it goes. Since our scrap with Ursula, they've tightened defences around that cave. W and her bombs helped us get out once, but that may not work a second time. Well, if you succeed, you'd use the Leviathan to get out. Or, well, I know it's not called a Leviathan, you get what I mean. We haven't been able to get close again, but I'm sure the drifting bones haven't returned yet. That is, I was sure until we all had the same dream. The ash-bleached city engulfed in flames, the shattered walls, the charred corpses piled in every corner. The city did not leave with the dream until we opened our eyes. The flames trampled every settlement, every clan. The place we called Kazdel no longer exists, only fire and ruin remain. The despairing giant knelt down and wept. The king of Sarkaz is dead. The king killed the king. Why? This should not be. Our city, Kazdel. This would be a curse engraved upon the crown. This would be the beginning of the end of all. That Farenmunt has returned. Tomorrow morning the attack begins. Siege and her exemplars will be responsible for the perimeter. Us, the Rhodes Rabbit, and Banshee have to get deep into the way station. Where's that old bitch Calcit? She's sending us off on this suicide mission without making so much as a cameo appearance. I feel like there's like several layers of fourth wall there, and I love it. Her injuries have not yet healed. Ascalon will look after her and the doctor. They will stay behind. Rhodes Island recently came under a Confessarius attack. They were trying to take the bunny's crown. A crown. Hodora, you didn't tell the Victorians the truth. If your plan works and we go back to Kazdel, what are you going to do? Even your new Victorian friends are probably not going to be okay with you bundling war criminals in with Sarkaz caught up in the war. Don't tell me you vowed to bring the Sarkaz home, but never thought through this little problem. Like, are you going to head off to teach a class on historical reflections to this bunch of grunts dragged off of the battlefield? In that Kazdel basement university? No. Maybe I'll start a literacy class there. Make sure future Sarkaz and have fewer illiterates like W here. Huh? Do my ears deceive me? Did Hodora actually make a joke out of Inez's words on such a serious topic? I love how she looks concerned as well, though. Like she actually looked concerned about it. What happened? Did sucking up to General Manfred teach you a little emotional intelligence? Also, I read that very differently at first. War's over. Back to Kazdel. Real funny. We're actually fantasizing about this stuff here. We're mercs, and that's all we're ever gonna be. You're such a lovely Caprenay, Inez. Maybe you could run off to Lithanian and become a governess for some hoity-toity nobles in a big tower. Look, okay, it's very similar words, okay? Just replace the up with another word, and there you go. Like, it's an easy one to do. Maybe. You could teach, let me think, how to keep your hair nice and silky in a war zone? How does that sound? Not interested. To be fair to W though, she's got a point. How do you keep your hair looking so good in like the middle of constant battle? Although to be fair, they do all have sort of like the Hollywood treatment of they're in war or the apocalypse or whatever, and yet they never seem to be... They always seem to have shampoo and conditioner and loads of cleaning products. What are you daydreaming about? The battle's about to start. No, I just... Inez's gaze shifts down to my feet ever so slightly. Oh well. She's looking at my shadow again. What's it showing? I don't know myself. I'm rarely so calm before an op. Calm gives me a chance to think about all sorts of things. A few trivial things. I remember you said you wanted to open a shop in Kasdel. Because I didn't have a place to fence stolen goods at the time. Oh, yeah. How about we use this first round of tuition from my literacy class for your startup capital? I doubt that class is going to earn you much. On the other hand, kidnapping a Lithanian governess could fetch a decent ransom. Gotta be at least as much as 10 merkheads. Let's talk about it when we make it home for real. Hello, cat. Yeah. Your official merch budget. God. Your mental state has me worrying if you can really handle this mission. Did those illusions or the art circles drive you mad? Maybe they did. Can you imagine Inez as the governess? I'm imagining her with like the sort of like Victorian era sort of like clothing that they typically wore, and no, it just feels wrong. Also, what the fuck would she teach the kids? God. In this moment of extreme calm, some tendrils of unease irritate my heart, causing hesitation. I forgot this guy's a poet. Amidst my own surprising thoughts, I find the reason for my anxiety. How long are you going for tonight? This will be the last stage, but considering so far each stage has been like an hour, probably about an hour. I'm worried they won't accept me because of some of my ideas. But I have to speak. The arrow is knocked. Pay no attention to this mopey idiot. Time waits for no man. Once we stake the vampire and behead Teresis, then you two can head back to Kasdel and talk over all the interior decorating plans for your love nest. Did you want to reschedule? I probably can still hang out for an hour though, if you'd like. Teresis. I've been thinking about this for a while, W. You may not like what I'm about to say, but I have to say it. Throwing cold water on me before the fight? Pretty much. We can't kill Teresis. At least not right here or now. It can't be the Sarkaz executing him. And Ezra was right, those illusions did scramble your brain. Killing him means no Kasdel. Whether now or for a good long while after the war, he has to be recorded as the regent, and even be praised by some. Are you out of your mind? I really don't feel like joking about this. We still need to stop the war, and I haven't changed my mind. But Teresis has taken his place among a cornerstone of Sarkaz's future. Kasdel won't survive another split. And this war, it can't end with another Sarkaz betrayal, with another Sarkaz civil war. Remember the plan I was talking about before? We need the Sarkaz here to pull out of Victoria before everyone hears about his death. Once everyone knows the Sarkaz has failed, and the threat of Teresis is gone, what happens then? The Dukes will slaughter every last Sarkaz in Victoria without mercy. The revenge killings will spread to other countries in Centrum, and all civilization will have a justifiable excuse to exterminate the Sarkaz. They'll put together a coalition, just as reasonable, swift and decisive, to divide up all of Teresa's and Teresa's legacies. Can't you picture that? To be honest, I don't give a shit about any consequences of Teresa's dying. All I'm here for is the part where he dies. Coalitions, slaughtering Sarkaz, weren't they doing that already? Does Teresa's dying mean that all the devils are just going to lose their will to fight back? No way, I don't buy that. He sent the assassins to kill Teresa, declared himself king, and dragged all of us into this mess we're in today. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves for his Kazdel, for his... Don't think you can keep yourself out of it, W. I thought I was going to really let her have it, really tear into W, this sad woman. Do you think of yourself as nothing more than a merc? How many people have you brought? From Reunion to where we stand now, how many Sarkaz have you gathered? You're carrying their lives on your shoulders. I don't fucking care. But W is wavering. Do you guys remember when they were really scared of having swears in Arknights? Like the first couple of chapters where it was like any excuse to not say the word. I know her too well. It's not like she hasn't thought about it. She isn't an uncaring leader at all. Looking at it objectively, a whole lot of mercs have stepped up to follow this madwoman. You have to care. You think you can just keep on killing people, keep on burying bombs in the dirt. You're leading no Sarkaz now. You have to think about how to deal with their hopes and dreams. You have to think through what their lives mean to you. It's just in global version, Chinese is full of profanity. Yeah, I remember someone mentioning that before. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Why change it then? I thought the censorship was because of over there. But... because normally here, they don't care. I suppose it could be because of ratings. No, because teen rating has... Ah, that's the thing though, isn't it? It's not teen rating, it's 7. It's rated E, isn't it? Or it's not rated E, but it's like... Oh, I don't know, because I use European values, and on the Google store in Europe, it's rated 7. +12. Okay. So that puts it in the realm of PG. For, in the UK, it's PG. For the Americans, PG and PG-13 are essentially the same. We don't have the PG-13. PG is just PG. And that continues up until 16. And in 16 is sort of like your more swearing, more slightly sexual stuff, more horror, but not up to the full level. And then you got 18, which is like the whole stuff. Did you know Nike is also 12+? That does surprise me. I thought that would be... I guess it does. I guess that makes sense, because 12+ would be teen. So as in like... because in America they have the ESBN or whatever it is, and it's like ETM, and that's it. Oh, I suppose 18+ as well. But in Europe and the UK, it's like, it's what, 7, 12, 16, and 18. And then with movies in the UK, it's U, PG, 16, and 18. But anyway. But of the two of them, come on. I'm more surprised by Azure Lane's. You know what? That's a good point, to be honest. It's not just Teresis. Don't forget there's Teresa too. So, from all perspectives, all we can be is their successors, the inheritors of their ideals. The two of them, they're the reason the Sarkaz could come together in the first place. And that's not the real Teresa. That's a fake Teresis has cooked up. He can't fool me. W. Look at yourself. Who do you think you are? You couldn't accept Teresa's death. You're stuck in the shadow of Babel. Like, shut up. You think Amya's walking ahead of you. You think she's Teresa's hand-picked successor, that the King of Sarkaz should be thinking about this stuff. You look at her and see another Teresa. You think all you need to do is follow the king. Shut up! Are you trying to gross me out? You think you don't deserve to inherit anything. What kind of joke is this? You think you get me? You're my mentor now? You gonna raise me? Teach me? Hodua? It really is like a teenager, isn't she? You're just a merc. Not much higher on the ladder than me. But you're so deluded. You can stand up and call yourself a successor or whatever. Ugh, it's so gross. Little bunny? I'm gonna follow her? She was in the right place at the right time to be chosen. Chosen by Teresa. To become leader of Rhode Island. Who stopped Reunion and Tallulah. Who broke her way into Londinium today. But what about you, W? What exactly does Teresa mean to you? Some distant ethereal symbol who once gave you a place to stay? One specific flesh and blood royal? Or the path she stood for? For this land to fall into peaceful slumber. Ugh. So, that's why I say she's a fake. Inez, how have you managed to hold back from killing him all this long? Because I'm not deluding myself most of the time. Oh, spare me. Whatever, Hodora. I know what I have to do, and I'm not going to kill you to shake up morale this time. You should be kissing my feet. Polish that sword of yours good. We got a war tomorrow. She ran off again. Do you really think she could be a decent leader? She's organised a whole lot of mercs. Are they really mercs though? How much money does W have to hire them? And how much does she earn for them with the things she does? Alright then, why are they following her? No matter what she says, whether it's revenge or for Teresa, hunting down the assassins, or just randomly bombing her way across the land, she's definitely walked her path. The ones who follow her really are sad. But people forget how young she is. She's got lots of room for improvement. We can hope. Also, the startup capital for your shop. Not a joke. I know. Husband, wife, daughter. The exemplars are fully equipped. Some of the Londinium Self-Salvation Corps volunteered to join our team. Yes, tallying up the remnants of the various ducal forces we've gathered. Refugees who want to join the fight, and these militiamen from the Self-Salvation Corps. We have the strength of roughly 6 or 7 platoons. Well, that's actually quite good. Murkic's family. Siege, we'd best be We best formally establish a military structure of the Exemplars, appointing officers such that our chain of command can... Lieutenant Shearer, this team is not a true military unit rather. It is not the Victorian army. True, we have some soldiers, but aside from you and the remnants of Duke Windermere's forces, led by Delphine, the rest are ordinary folk who want to fight, workers, farmers, merchants, and of course, street ruffians. Should we forcibly incorporate them into 1 or 2 combat units, arm them, and subordinate them to officers, then what is the difference between us and the Dukes? The Exemplars is a fine name, but I believe it should bring the people nothing but hope. Or, speak less grandly, it should bring people something intangible, the likes of which the Duke's high-speed battleships can't bring. Which is to say, the Exemplars should not be a heroic force captained by the heir to the throne, wielding the Realm Blade. I'm rather repulsed by such titles. But then, how are we to organise our combat operations? Speaking of combat operations, a considerable portion of our teams has not undergone any regular military training. When in Londinium, do as the Londiniums do, eh? Just as we did in Chetley. Just as the Self-Salvation Corps did in Londinium. We're killing the Sarkaz in our familiar way, with our familiar friends. No offence, Sarkaz. None taken, no harm done. The ritual has been terminated, but the blessing bestowed on the Sarkaz blood has not completely gone with it. Over Londinium Way, ancient witchcraft stirs. But that's supposed to be something wicked this way comes. Our mortal enemy operates with unknown purpose, but the urgency they reveal presents an opportunity for a breakthrough. We will be extra cautious. Then, let's snatch that bone back. Ah yes, we have entered the bone zone. The plan was a success. The Victorian attack did distract a portion of the forces here. We're in, and it's here. You! Are you the Sarkaz from last time? How did you... Is this a joint attack with the Victorians? Sorry. I love how sometimes these people just act so much like stormtroopers, and I mean like stormtroopers from the animated show, where they just stop what they're doing and just start chatting with the people who have no intention of actually doing anything else other than just knock them out or kill them. Kill the traitors! Kill these Sarkaz traitors! Ursula isn't here to welcome us. Logos guessed right. Looks like she's too busy. Huh. You didn't let me come in last time. This sucker's huge. Sorry. Can I blow it into 2 halves? No, stay with the team. Get onto this spine and seize its operator. Amir. Yes, I feel it. He's here. Oh, okay. I follow the Banshee's gaze to the shadow cast on the rock. A hint of blood invades my nostrils. Does this skeleton have veins? There we go.
医療チームの皆さん、準備はいいですか？作戦開始後もフローに従って行動してくださいね。I'm here to help. Solid positioning. We're counting on you again today, little apple. 医者ならここに。ここだよ。
Death is in my eyes.
Can you do it? Big dummy, bring it on!
Hurry up.
Gather up, my rats. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Lure some more enemies into the ring, then leave the rest to me.
Fear not! Here I come!
よかったら声を上げてもいい。Come on, show me what you got.
This is a spear. It's only good for stabbing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No way out for you.
Doctor, leave the big guy face me!
Let's see whether you're gold or manure. Hey, hey, relying on your armor will only leave you vulnerable.
Oh, shit.
Hurry up.
Let's see whether you're gold or manure.
I'll do my best.
Oh, that's
Charge the
unfortunate.
weak spots.
Strength in numbers, huh? Is that what you were banking on?
I'm here. This is my playground.
Strength in numbers, huh? Is that what you were banking on?
Can I please wait for me, please? Any orders for me?
Death is in my eyes.
Doctor, hey, hey, relying on your armor will only leave you vulnerable.
I am your shadow.
Get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh, there we go.
Can you do it?
Let's see whether you're gold or manure.
No way out for you.
I'll charge the weak spots. Who's next?
Oh. There we go, nice.
Mission accomplished.
Ah, first 3-star of the day. How's the reading simulator going? It's going good.
The one way a hunt can end.
Oh, there wasn't even a thing. Okay, that's perfect. Which unfortunately, Marty, means you caught me at a bad time as I am now about to reach the end. No grey throat. No grey throat on Team Big L. No, unfortunately, you see her like one chapter and then that's it. Oh no, I'm doing the same thing I did last time. I'm ending before doing the hardened mission, which means it's future Karma's problem. Next stream is the finale, surely. That's what I'm hoping for. Game Frodo might be when I'm... Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to leave that for next time. Once again, future karma's problem. But yeah, so 18, 19, 20, 21, and then probably like 22, 23, like cutscenes. So yeah, that'll probably be the next time I do this. I think next time I do this Arknight stream, it will be on a weekday or something along those lines. Future karma because you past come. That's basically what I did this time. That's the irony. I started with a difficult mission because last time I couldn't be bothered to do it, and now I'm doing the exact same thing again. Into our lethal company to like an hour ago. Oh, nice. Working people problems. Right, fair. Working people problems rather. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So next time I'll do it on a weekend or something along those lines so that I can get most of the stages done, or all the stages done, because I should realistically only need to do it in one stream. So we'll see how it goes from then. That's the general plan anyway. Let's see. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I am recording though. Oh, thanks for the reminder. Oh, my back just clicked in the two places. Ow. Okay. But yeah, recording tomorrow, not streaming. D&D on Saturday. I might do something on Sunday. I don't think I've got anything. Let me double check. I don't think I've got anything planned on the Sunday. I think I might have left it free. So then, yeah, I did. So there may be a Guerrilla stream. I might decide to do something on Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I'll see. It probably won't be Arknights, so it'll probably be something else, like words have failed me. Something like Zomboid, or maybe I'll do some more Total Conflict Resistance. But we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, though, for those on the Twitch side, I'm going to raid, or let's see who there is. Anyone? I mean, there's a few people. Just want to make sure, though. Ah, there's a Corito. Yeah. So yeah, so gonna start the raid. Have a good one. Yeah, you too, Marty. And yes, for those on Twitch, thank you so much for coming along. It's fun, and first time doing Arknights on the Twitch side of things, and it seems to have gone pretty decently. But yeah, I will leave you in Corito's capable hands. Is currently playing RimWorld. So see you all next time. Bye-bye. Okay, with that done on YouTube, thank you guys so much for coming around. It's great to be playing Arknights again. I did not change that. I have to be careful of that because that was copyrighted music. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming along on the YouTube side of things. It's been a blast, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.